Thank you very much for joining me on this Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. I want to go way out in time. We have a few big fronts to track. I want to show you those and dive all the way into next week. Watching from the Caribbean up to the north. As we swing into the Gulf, we're going to see a little front passing by, but it's some bigger fronts that are going to start to work in that we're going to take a look at, kind of pulling in here over. Look at this spin. You see this huge spin here? This is working its way into Alaska, and this system will work its way into the northwestern sections of the U.S., even parts of Canada. This spin here moving into Alaska, by the way, hurricane force winds with it. You see this huge swirl. So it's these fronts we're watching way back in the Pacific that will even kind of drop into parts of the Caribbean as we go over the next couple weeks. So let me tie that together. Here's the broad picture. Jamaica right here, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica, Puerto Rico, just to set your bearings, the Bahamas. Now, I'll zoom down in a second, but this is by the time we work our way into tomorrow. There's that one front that will slide by Florida, kind of clip by the Bahamas, bring some rain to Bermuda. That's the first front, but look at this. A stronger system will develop by the weekend. This is by the time we get into late on Friday, pulling through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. And this front will even clip by the Yucatan of Mexico, and you see the front sliding across. This could bring some snow up toward New England. Keeping an eye on our friends in eastern Canada just to see how close this gets. But the tail end of that front trying to sweep through the Bahamas and Cuba by the time we get into Sunday. And then down the road, we're going to see a bigger system develop. That's the one I was showing you back toward the Pacific Northwest. As we work our way out in time, look at it kind of gather some moisture as it passes by the middle of the United States. And you see, look at the kind of tail of this system that will work in. A huge sprawly system. This is late on Tuesday that will bring snow and rain to parts of the U.S. But you see the front stretching all the way back. This is a bigger front. So eventually this could clip by Cuba, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico deeper into next week. And then more fronts filtering in behind that. So yeah, while these fronts don't sweep across all of us, the size of these fronts, the strength of them are going to be more substantial, stronger, and that will give us a better chance of seeing some wind shifts in the Caribbean and bringing in some periods of some cooler weather at times. Now, getting a look at the wave heights, they're going to be building. This scale here is in feet, but you see the waves here looking at a couple meters in spots. This is as we work our way out into early on Saturday. So with that one system in the Gulf, we're going to see things choppier in the Gulf of Mexico, choppier in the Caribbean as well. But next week, I showed you that bigger system back to the west that moves in. Look at the Atlantic waters into the Gulf of Mexico. Very high seas. Some of these about 20 feet. We're looking at some of the seas 6, 8 meters in some spots. So just a heads up for our boaters, anyone with interest on the water. Next week, things are going to be choppier in parts of the Caribbean, but especially the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic with that bigger front that will be moving our way. Now I want to kind of shorten up the picture a little bit. Here's that system that's moving through the Gulf of Mexico. Here's Florida, Bahamas right here. Now as we go throughout the day, some spotty showers, leftover end of a front, Antigua and Barbuda, northeastern Caribbean, Saba, Statia, we'll get a few showers around. Then for tomorrow, just very isolated in nature, not as much, 30-40% chance, Costa Rica, Panama, ABC Islands, we could catch a shower. As we work our way in closer to the weekend into Friday afternoon, best chance of some showers will be with that approaching front, Bahamas back toward the Gulf. We'll keep an eye on that front, and then the bigger one for next week. So we'll be watching next week to see how close that stronger cold front gets to us across the Caribbean. Now, dust has been an issue. The dust has moved in. Here's the Caribbean, and you see this blue shading. That's some of the extra dust. I was talking about this about a week ago, that by the middle of the next this week, we would see a surge of dust. We'll see that. Then it will relax some, and then by the time we get into the weekend, a little more dust moving in. Watching anywhere from Guadeloupe south, Suriname, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, northeastern Venezuela. If you have some breathing problems, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we're going to see periods of dust. So I'll monitor that for you. Adds to allergies, but if you have any breathing issues, of course, that causes some problems there as well. So Trinidad and Tobago, we're looking at a 30% chance of a shower, a 20 to 30% chance in Grenada with the dust. Keep me posted in the comments. if you have some of that dust. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, rain chance 20 to 30%. Same thing in Barbados. Passing shower possible in Barbados. Passing shower, my friends, in St. Lucia. Martinique, rain chance 30% tomorrow, 20% chance on Friday, and about a 20% chance in Dominica with some dust around, and a 20% chance of some rain in Guadeloupe. Rain chance is not too high, but Antigua and Barbuda, as I was showing you, it's a little higher today. About a 40% chance, as well. St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat, and about a 30% chance in Guila. St. Bart's, a few passing showers today, so the rain chance has bumped up some in the northeastern Caribbean. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia included. A 30% chance of a passing shower today in Puerto Rico. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, hit or miss shower isolated. About a 40% chance today in the Dominican Republic. A 30% chance today in Haiti. A 20% chance for tomorrow. Rain chance a touch higher in Jamaica for us around Falmouth, Montego Bay as we work our way into our Thursday. About a 30% chance today in the Cayman Islands. We had a few showers yesterday. 20% chance for tomorrow. Rain chance stays kind of limited in the Bahamas, but watching these fronts moving by, best chance will be northern Bahamas. Turks and Caicos isolated, 30% chance for today. Cuba, fronts kind of scraping by, rain chance 10 to 20% chance. Same thing in Belize. Yucatan and Mexico, next 2 days, rain chance at 20%. Hit or miss shower, Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, rain chance not too high. We will see a little more dust, especially tomorrow and Friday, starting to work in. Bermuda, watching these fronts moving by, periods of rain at times. 40% chance in Costa Rica, about a 30 to 40% chance. Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and then down throughout Panama. Guyana, hit or miss shower with some of the dust. Lower air quality in Suriname the next few days. Rain chance 20 to 30% in northern Venezuela. So we have a weak front moving into the Gulf now, but that bigger one this weekend, and then an even bigger one by next week. So it's a series of fronts marching through the United States and parts of Mexico into the Gulf of Mexico, and then we see just how close they kind of get, but those stronger cold fronts will be moving in. And of course, I'll monitor those earthquakes. So thank you for being with me, sharing this channel with others. I see many of you sharing it with friends, family. Thank you for doing that. Have a good rest of your day.